If you're an indie game developer or just someone passionate about creating 3D projects, you know how important it is to find quality 3D assets. You're probably also very aware just how expensive this pursuit can be. Well, today, I'm excited to share with you my top 10 list of websites for finding free 3D objects that can elevate your game project. Links to all of these sites will be provided in the description below. Stick around to the very end to learn about where you can find over 10 million free 3D objects all in one place. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Starting off at number 10 is opengameart.org. This site is a community-driven site that offers free assets under various licenses. It includes a mix of 2D and 3D art, textures, audio, and more. From my experience, it's a bit of a mixed bag, but if you're willing to take the time and look through this, I think you can find some really good quality assets suitable for your game project. If you're feeling generous and you want to support the site, you can help keep the content free for everyone by clicking this donate button right here. As you can see, there's ways that you can search for individual objects. You can select the type of art that you want. So if you're looking for 2D art or whatever, but here I've got checked 3D and there's just pages and pages and pages of various assets to look through. Number 9 may come as a surprise to some of you, but NASA.gov actually has some high quality 3D models available in the public domain. These models are space themed, of course, so they may not appeal to everybody, but if that's what you're looking for, be sure to check them out. At number 8, we have the Smithsonian Institute. While not necessarily game-ready assets, the quality of the models and scans here are top-notch. But I think you can find some really great items to use here, especially if you have the skills necessary to kind of adjust them and make them game-ready. Some of them I think will just slide right in, no problem, especially if they're scenery-type assets. The content here is released to the public domain, so there's no concerns about licensing issues whatsoever. Number 7 is cgtrader.com. Now, this is a commercial site. Not all the assets here are free, but I think there's a high enough selection of high quality free assets to choose from that it's worth your time visiting. You'll need to navigate to the free page, of course, and search through the options there. But certainly enough here to spend some time browsing and you might find what you're looking for. Number 6 on my list is itch.io, which is a similar site to opengameart.org in that it has a mixed bag of 3D assets, 2D assets, you name it. There's even physical games on here, like whole games you can download. Some of them are free, some of them they ask for a small fee. So just kind of everything you can think of under the sun. But I think there's more here than opengameart.org. So I think it's higher up on the list as a result of just being a more jam-packed site full of assets to choose from. Plus, I think the overall quality of the assets are just generally better here. Right here in the middle of my list is artstation.com. Now, the quality of the models on this site here are really exceptional in many cases. The overall quality throughout this site is going to be better than any of the sites that we've discussed up until now. However, the thing that kind of holds this site back, at least for me, is the navigation. It's a little clunky. It's a little difficult to use, I think. So that's really the only reason why this didn't rank higher on my personal list. But the assets themselves are really worth checking out. And you can find all kinds of things in here, textures, 3D models, there's rigged models, animations, you name it. Free and paid, kind of a mixed bag, of course, but they have a filter here. So you can just search for free models and narrow that search down and get maybe what you're looking for. And number 4 in this list is turbosquid.com by Shutterstock. Now, this is another commercial site, so many of the assets you'll find here are not free. However, they do have a good selection of high quality free 3D models to choose from. So I definitely think it's worth checking out. The reason I place this just ahead of artstation.com really is that the navigation is just easier to use. I just find it a little bit more user friendly, and that's really the only reason. Otherwise, these two sites are pretty similar. And in fact, I might have even given the nod to ArtStation ahead of this one had it not been for the annoying navigation on the site. Next on my list is free3d.com, which is kind of a deceptive name because, as you can see, not all of these items are free, but there, once again, is enough items on here that are free to make it worth checking out. Like this one really just barely made my the top 3 because it's so similar to the last 2 sites that we just looked at. But the navigation is somewhat better than the other 2. Plus, even for the models that do cost money, they don't cost as much money. Now, that might be because they're not all necessarily game ready. So, buyer beware, I guess. But for my money, it's, it's worth checking out. And I just decided this is the ranking that I would put them in. Longtime viewers of my channel might be surprised to see this site at only number 2. It's been my go-to site for many years, offering a variety of high-quality assets. The quality varies, but tends to be on the higher side, I think, and you can pretty well find anything you're looking for. And the ease of convenience when it comes to obtaining the usage rights and downloading the object in a variety of different formats just makes it one of my favorite sites to visit. In fact, it would have been my number 1 choice had it not been for the next site. Finally, coming in at number 1 is the Objaverse, a truly impressive site with over 10 million free 3D objects, just like I promised in the beginning of the video. This site was created by Paul Allen Institute for Artificial Intelligence. Paul Allen was a co-founder of Microsoft, by the way. And this site is really intended to train AI models, but we can benefit from that because it's a one-stop shop for free 3D objects. You can search by various categories. You can search by the license type. Now, the UI could be improved, I think, but it's not terrible, and it provides some useful information such as licensing terms, metadata, and more. It's subcategorized to make it easier to find exactly what you're looking for. It's obtaining its models by scraping the entire internet. So it's sourcing these from many of the sites that we've already covered in this video. So you'll find that if you search around for a particular object, that it'll tell you where the source is coming from, and it happens to be Sketchfab or it happens to be itch.io or something like that. So it's kind of makes it a one-stop shop for everything you might need all in one place. Now, the quality of the models are going to vary, of course. There's going to be 3D scans mixed in there with 3D objects. There's going to be high poly. There's going to be low poly. So with a lot of variety comes a lot of searching, but at least you're searching on one place. And I think once you get used to how to find the thing that you're looking for, it's just going to speed up your workflow tremendously. Now, with all of these sites, I want you to be mindful of the licensing terms and conditions that exist per model, because not all of them are just free for the taking. You need to look closely at what are the terms, what are the license agreement, is it commercial, is it non-commercial, is it open to the public domain, what have you. So just be mindful of that. I don't think it's too much to ask to leave a credit for the model, for the artist that made the model. I think they deserve that. I hope this video was very useful to you. Maybe you'll disagree with the order that I ranked them in, and that's fine. By all means, don't hesitate to share your thoughts below. How would you have ranked them differently? Or if there's a site that I left out that you think deserves a spot in the top 10, I'd love to hear about it. Please be sure to leave a comment down below. Give us a like, and if you're new here, consider subscribing for more videos like this, as well as some Game Guru Max related content. Thanks for watching all the way through. I always appreciate that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.